Hi everyone. If you're enjoying the show and have appreciated the tips and experience being shared with you, maybe consider leaving a one-off tip to support production, including the hosting, the booking, the marketing, the recording, the editing, and every other aspect of making a show like this. You can do that by visiting podcastingpeople.uk/support or via the link in the show notes. Thanks for listening.
Hi, I'm Josh Butt. I'm Chief Audio Officer of Ampel. Today, I'm going to give you a tip about sonic branding. So what do I do? It's a really interesting question. What do? I solve people's problems through sound. We do sonic experience, which is sonic branding, podcast, audio ad production, and we also think about the distribution. So not only do we think about what we're making, it's who's listening to it, where are they listening to it, what are they doing while they're listening to it, and ultimately, if there's a brand involved, what's the message that they need to hear and remember so that that brand is thought about in a positive way the next time a person wants to interact with them. I got into podcasting actually when it was called community radio for me, because that's how I see podcasting and that's how I hear it. I feel like podcasting is all these niche people that have the ability to broadcast themselves however they want to. And it's very communal. It's very community. It's very social. It's much more like community radio for me than it is commercial radio. So I started in the 90s as a kid on a youth radio station in Melbourne, Australia. And I worked at a couple of commercial radio stations and I never really enjoyed it the way I loved community radio. In 2015, I started to become a bit of a podcast evangelist. I could really hear that podcasting would offer brands and people with interesting voices, people with interesting stories, the ability to communicate and share, entertain, inform in a way that video just could never do. And so I got into it in 2017 properly by making my first one. And from that moment, I just wanted to be making more and more podcasts. Now in 2024, I've made in the vicinity of 70 odd or been involved in that many. And there isn't a genre we haven't really done or don't want to do. We're all about the making of the craft of podcasting and audio, and we think sonically. We enjoy thinking without worrying about the video. The video for us really is a great promotional mechanism, but you can't tell a story in video the way you can in audio. And the thing I really love about podcasting is that ability to be able to tell stories in a way that is so much more visual than it could ever be with video. I think removing a sense, removing the need to be looking at something, which means you don't need to be touching something either, you can be doing something else, allows you to get into a story in a way that video will always be a distraction in comparison, whereas audio can enhance an experience in a way that, again, video can't. A podcast is the number of series that live on an audio channel to me. And so my big tip is think like that for whatever it is you're making in podcasting, and it frees you up to have different genres of podcasting. It also frees you up to allow other people to be able to be a part of the channel, and it gives the ability to solve different problems for your business with different podcasts on your audio channel. And a side tip is also make sure you have a sonic brand, because you wouldn't do something without a visual logo. And if you're doing audio, you have to have a sonic one. And the sonic one needs to work without a visual. An audio logo accompanies a visual. So make sure you're making something that says the name and who you are and what your brand's about. You can find me at ampel.com.au, ampel.com.au, and you can see all of my links in the show notes. Thanks for listening to Podcasting People.
Like the sound of this episode? The Sound Boutique can help with your show too, from fixing problem audio all the way through to producing full shows. Visit thesoundboutique.com today to start a conversation. The link is in the show notes.